For our final example today, we're going to start with f of x is equal to x cubed plus 12, and we're going to do three things to it. The first thing that we're going to do is a horizontal shrink by 1/3. Remember that horizontal stuff is a little weird. Not only does it happen inside parentheses with x, but we have to think opposite. So in this case, we're going to need to remember to use the reciprocal, which in our case, if we have a 1/3, then the reciprocal would be 3/1 or just a 3. The second thing that we'll do is a translation 8 units down. And then finally, the last thing that we'll do is reflect over the y-axis. So that will be number 3. But let's start at the beginning at number 1. So if I want to do h of x is what I'll call this one, and it's going to be a horizontal shrink by 1/3. But in order to horizontal shrink, I have to think reciprocal like I just mentioned. So this is going to be f of 3x. So everywhere that I see x in my original function, I want to replace it in parentheses with a 3x. So let's look at what that would do. If I have x raised to the 3rd power, now I'm going to say 3x in parentheses raised to the 3rd power. Remember that horizontal transformations only affect x. They don't affect the entire function. And then I still have my plus 12. So this would be h of x is equal to, well, I need to take 3 and I need to cube it. So 3 times 3 times 3, that's going to give me 27. And then I need to take x and cube that, and that will be x cubed, and then plus 12. Now I will do my translation 8 units down. So 8 units down, that's going to be a negative, and remember that because it's a vertical transformation, going up and down is vertical, that it affects the whole function. So in this case, I'm going to call this j of x. We will start with h of x, and we're going to subtract 8 in order to move it 8 units down. So that is going to look like 27x to the 3rd plus 12, but then minus 8. We can clean that up a little bit and say that j of x is 27x cubed plus 4, because I want to take 12 and subtract 8 from it. Finally, we get to our reflection over the y-axis for number 3. Again, this is something that happens inside with x. This is our final transformation, so we'll call it g of x. And I'm going to start with j, and I need to do a reflect over the y-axis. That's an inside parentheses thing, again, horizontal. So I want j of negative x. That means that everywhere that I see x, I'm going to put negative x in parentheses and then do that math. So I say 27 times negative x to the 3rd, and then plus 4. Well, if I take negative x and raise it to the 3rd power, so that's negative x times negative x times negative x. Those first two negative x's are going to make a positive x squared, because two negatives will make a positive. But then I have that third one, and that's going to make it negative again. So overall, I'm going to have a negative. So again, I'm doing negative x times negative x times negative x. This would be a positive x squared because the two negatives would make a positive, but then I have to multiply by negative x. So overall, negative x cubed. So let's finish this out by saying that g of x is equal to negative 27x cubed. I've just brought the negative out to the front where it would go in front of the coefficient, and then plus 4. And that is my final answer after I have transformed all three parts.